Howdy, guys. Attorney Walter Hnot. Now, we are going to be going live to basically answer questions about Social Security disability benefits. Here's the bottom line. We already have somebody on the phone, and I can see Faith Moore got first on the list at the top chats. Very cool. So the person that we have on the phone, you know how this works. We go ahead and answer Social Security disability hearing questions or questions in general, and we also run hearing questions with people, but you've got to use a fake name throughout the process. So, Madame, what kind of question or hearing questions would you like me to go ahead and work with you with?
Hi, my name is Lisa.
Perfect. Howdy, Madame Lisa. Attorney Walter Hnot. Walk me through. What is your question?
My question is basically a concern, and I would like some input if you could give it to me.
Sure.
I have been on Social Security disability since the year of 2000.
Okay.
For mental depression, anxiety. I can't hold a job. I mean, I've worked on Social Security.
Sure.
I lose my jobs. I miss too much time. My concern with all this stuff going on, I was told I used one of the franchise companies for my taxes.
Sure.
My husband and I was always told by our tax consultant that I never had to claim anything that I sold on any of the sites. I don't want to name, people know what the selling sites.
Mm-hmm.
Anything that I sold, I never had to claim it anywhere as long as it was my own personal property. Now I'm scared.
Okay, so the way it's supposed to work, so the way it's supposed to work is that if you have a gain, you're supposed to go ahead and notify the Social Security Administration / IRS, because when you do an IRS submission, you're part of letting the SSA know, because they get a detailed earnings query, summary query, certified query on what your quarters of coverage are going to be, things like that. But you're supposed to let the IRS know through your taxes if you've had a personal gain. And so the bottom,
it's never been enough to let them know.
Well, what does that mean though? Because technically everybody is really supposed to file taxes, and even if you don't really make any money, it's always a good idea to just file something so that they have an updated phone number and address. But what do you mean by not enough? Yeah,
I guess my stupidity was I never kept track of literally how much. What I would do is sell, clean out, was only my stuff, clean out,
right,
sell, take your money and purchase and bring paper towels and necessities into the house. I never kept a log.
Right.
Our tax consultant always said, no. So she always told us, no taxes. No, you don't need to report it. It's your own personal stuff. So now I'm in the position.
Right.
This is what I want to know. I want to know if I should call my worker and be upfront, or let it ride. I don't want to go to jail. I'm scared. Everybody's scared with this crap going on. Sorry. I don't know what to do. I don't know whether I should be upfront with them now and just take the loss. Are you there? Hello?
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, so just a real quick
thing.
I
thought I lost you.
My apologies. Sorry. I had a person come into the studio there for a moment, and the door was left open just a little bit, and Sweetie ran over to it and was sniffing it, and I thought a little shadow ran out.
Aww.
Yeah, so I had to make sure. I know no snuggle muffin.
You're a farm boy. I like that.
Indeed. Let me grab this little monster. Okay, come here. He's too low. I'm too high up, but okay, come here. You want me to pick you up or no? You do want me to pick you up? All right. So, in summary, from what I was running around hearing, you sold things but didn't account for them, and now you're concerned as to the outcome of how the IRS is going to treat those potential earnings as considered.
Not even the IRS. I mean, I was advised, I don't know, I guess the IRS too. I never sold a lot except for last year. Last year, it came out to like $8,000.
Okay, so that's That's a lot of personal items. I mean, how many items was that?
Exactly. I mean, I have a lot of collectible name brand, very expensive Christmas ornaments, and I'm trying to get rid of them. I mean, I'm trying to.
Wait. What kind of Christmas ornaments are we talking? I grew up on a farm. I guarantee you we didn't have that kind of Christmas ornaments.
They are Christopher Radko, mouth blown, handmade, hand painted, some signed, retired glass ornaments.
Okay.
Please tell me have you ever heard? You've not heard of them.
I mean, I've heard of Beanie Babies, but this is like apparently a much higher level.
They're not worth anything. They're not worth anything. They're not worth anything. And then I had lost a lot of weight, and I sold clothes. And my mom, she got older. She gave me her corporate clothes, and I wore them for a little while, and I sold them. And most of my sales in the beginning were eBay. I don't know what I'm supposed to mention, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do right now.
So, okay, first thing that comes to mind is that some of these items were obviously gifted to you from prior generations, and so. But then they were. Oh, okay. They were gifted to me. Then I wore. Okay. Right. So then, establishing essentially their initial value and your value then to sell. So here's the thing: I'm not essentially a tax attorney, which is
I'm not worried about tax.
Oh, but you should be. Oh God, but you should be. Because remember,
my girlfriend just said that. Worry about getting an audit before you worry about anything.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Remember that the information about your taxes flows from the IRS to the SSA, and sometimes it flows from the SSA to the IRS, but that's less. Okay. So your first question is, will I lose benefits or reduce benefits as a result of making these sales? $8,000 spread out over a 12-month period is under SGA. So are you on SSDI benefits or SSI benefits?
Disability.
Okay, so since you're on SSDI benefits, you don't have the resource rule limitations, which means you're only dealing with the SGA limitations, substantial gainful activity. And you could potentially throw these items into a quasi self-employment trial 9-month work period scenario. You could potentially throw it into that. But how many years have we been selling stuff on eBay and Etsy?
So my first Social Security was 2000. It was probably right after. Excuse me, I would have to look back. I never did because our tax lady told me I'm good. She was wrong, apparently.
So, I mean, here's the thing. Like, when you sell stuff online, they keep a record with these places, especially now.
I'm closing my Facebooks now. I'm closing everything. People are living paranoid now. I don't even want to be on Social Security at this point.
Well, remember
I'm not able to work, but I can make more money selling my stuff than I don't know what to do.
But what happens when you run out of stuff?
I don't want to go to jail.
But what happens when you run out of stuff to sell? I
don't know. I am married. My husband, he's extremely disabled. Mm-hmm. He's only hooked to an oxygen hose. He can't go far. But he gets his pension, he gets his VA, he gets his Social Security. I mean, I get $266 a month for Social Security. Right. And what? Medicare? Medicare's a joke.
So it's only $266 a month in disability?
That's what I get. $266. Well, I just got a raise, so I think I get $270 something.
Okay, so in that instance,
so it's not.
Yeah, I get that. Why you're sitting back going like, why do I even? But remember, you're also getting Medicare. And Medicare, the treatment of your impairments is worth thousands and thousands of dollars every month.
I don't need Medicare. My husband worked for the state that we live in, and we pay basically nothing. He worked for the state. We have $3 copays. I don't need Medicare.
Okay, so I
do. I am on the disability because I have ups and downs. I have peaks and valleys. My doctor's just like, you really need to be on it, but at this point, with all this stuff going on, I'm almost wondering if it's just worth it just to get rid of it.
Well, I mean, the worst that's going to happen is that you get an overpayment if you sell too much of your stuff, but you don't have to worry about that because you're going to run out of stuff to sell in the not too distant future, unless you're buying and selling, which means you're doing a business, in which case
I could do that if I run out of stuff to sell. I'm pretty crafty.
So
right now I have so much stuff crafty that I could sell that I have gotten offered so much money for. I can't sell it. I'm off. I quit. All this stuff going on? No way.
So I guess what I would say is this. I mean, if you keep it under the SGA amounts and under the thing that triggers the ticket to work program, or rather the trial work period program, real quick, Nadine Ostrowski, thank you so much for the $5 donation. Love it. That's first super chat of the video. Very cool. So this is what I would say for your situation. You know, you're selling some stuff, you're making some money.
I'm not now. I stopped.
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, no, I can't. Yeah.
If you're so good at it, why not create a valid system and then go on to a ticket to work program and get your benefits for 5 years, and then after 5 years, you know, of selling and building a business, you can get off of the ticket to work program.
I would like to do that, but my concern right now is what is in the past.
So,
do I
mean, look,
meet with them, call them, and tell them I've been selling? Do I find out how much I've sold? I mean, because if they find out and I don't know what to do.
You'll get an overpayment. That's what will happen. They'll say, okay, well, you owe us money for these months.
Literally, my doctor told me, shut your mouth.
So
he could get in trouble for that.
You should essentially go ahead and find out how much you actually sold and made money off of. And remember, it's not, you know, some of these items you pre-owned, you spent money on them to begin with. So what was the actual capital gain that you had with them? But the bottom line is you should figure out the math behind it so that you can at least defend yourself if the SSA comes back at you saying, hey, yada, yada, yada. But remember, the SSA, the IRS, all these groups, but for the past couple of years, we're not on top of a lot of these reported sales that came from eBay, you know, because they were all garage bandy kind of sales, you know, but now anything that's like Bitcoin, eBay, Facebook Marketplace, whatever, now all of that stuff is to some degree, you know, very accessible to the IRS.
And I really wished I kept track of my ins and outs because, I mean, I got hacked. I lost $2,000 through PayPal. I can't claim, and there's a lot of stuff I can't prove. I didn't keep books. I didn't know. It started for fun.
Sure.
And it just got, it was helping. It was helping the house. Paper towels, toilet paper, just stupid. I mean, but everyday stuff you need to purchase. At this point, okay, I'm on disability for mental disability. I'm actually afraid to go out in my garden this summer. I don't want to leave my house. It's making my condition worse. All the stuff that's going on.
So, here's what I would say.
I'm scared.
Yeah. So here's what I would say. You know, look, they're doing an assessment on a lot of people at this point. They may have mathematics that hurt you, which would cause an overpayment. I don't know your whole full story, but I know you're picking and choosing what you want to tell me. But the bottom line is, and then I got to go to the next caller, figure out the accounting, figure out how much you actually made, and see if you've got an SGA issue. See if you've got a substantial gainful activity issue. If you want to keep receiving your benefits, you want to keep getting your, you know, and going forward with them, then do a ticket to work program.
Okay, so I should find out how much I earned, get a hold of them, tell them.
No, you should find out how much you've earned and then talk with the tax attorney about potential taxes that should have been paid, and then go by the advice of the tax attorney.
Tax attorney, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm getting a new well pump put in tomorrow by a hardship person that's doing it.
Okay.
Tax attorney.
All right.
Okay. So basically the first thing to do is IRS.
No, the first thing to do is calculate how much you've actually made and see if there's an issue. Then go talk to a tax attorney about whether or not you should have filed your taxes.
Okay. Okay, I gotcha.
All right.
I gotcha. And then who's going to suggest whether I should go to them?
The tax attorney. The tax attorney is going to tell you.
They will let.
Yeah,
Okay.
like what should have been reported to the SSA. Usually, the SSA is supposed to know about any income that you're making. So.
Well, I did work for a short time until there was a school shooting, and I worked there, and I couldn't go back.
Okay.
And yeah, I just couldn't, and I was losing time. I was missing so much time because of my condition.
Okay.
Yes, I feel like I have improved, but I had a severe backslide. I will let you go to your next caller. You have really given me a lot of information that I needed.
Absolutely. I'll catch you.
I really appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. I'll catch you down the line, and don't be afraid to call back in down the line, okay?
Thank you so much, Walter.
Absolutely, ma'am. I'll catch you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot, Disability Resolution PA. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. Would you like me to go ahead and answer a specific question, or would you like me to run a hearing questions with you?
I'll ask some questions for you. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, the question. Let me know if I'm too loud, and I'll take you off of my speaker.
It's really quiet. Actually, your volume is super low. Yeah.
Hold on 1 second.
Also, Jared Ellis. Yeah, I can hear you okay now. Also, Jared Ellis made a $19.99 donation. Thanks for the advice. Big weight lift off my shoulders. That's super awesome. So I want to thank that person. $20 donation. But Madame, go ahead and walk me through the question.
Okay, you just told us we can call the SSA, Social Security, and ask them, are we receiving a CDR review, or am I under investigation?
So they don't always have to answer if you're under a CDI investigation, but basically, because remember, the local field office doesn't always know when you are under, because remember, a CDI can be requested by DDS, it can be requested by essentially the OIG, it can be requested by the hearing office, it can be requested by the office of the commissioner. So the FO, the local field office, doesn't always know that one. Yeah.
Right. Now, I had told you before about a nosy neighbor who I felt that was reporting me and all this. And I believe that she did because my doctor's office called me and they said, well, we haven't did a review of your medical records and we need to do a review all over again and do a total checkup because Medicare is asking us. Okay.
I can barely hear you, though, just as a heads up.
They were saying that they have to do a review on me to do my blood work, check out my physical condition because Medicare is asking them to.
Okay.
Now, this nosy neighbor knows I'm on Medicare. She was my friend, and she is one of those people that will ask you to do something for her, or you'll go to, say, a grocery store with her. You're looking for an electric cart. Well, she took me to a grocery store that only had one electric cart that was being used. So I had no choice but to hold on to for support, to hold on to
a grocery cart.
Shopping cart.
Yeah.
A grocery cart. But see, she's the kind of person, I was not started noticing. I said, something's wrong here, because I would go to the store with her, and she'd say, oh, why you have to use a cart? I said, because I need to use one. And she would do little different things to try and question my disability. So you have dirty people that's like that. Well, see if you try and cook some for them or something like that, just to turn around and say, aha, you're not able just to try to discredit you despite her seeing me suffer so many numerous times. Okay? So you have some dirty, low-down neighbors like that.
Sure.
Now the question is there a possibility that this low-down, dirty neighbor, you know how they are because you deal with this all the time, some low-down, dirty person trying to, jealous-eyed, green-eyed person trying to get somebody thrown off. And then when they know the person is sincerely disabled and they see me hurting, all that, and my feet swollen, all that, but still she always tries to discredit me. So anyway, the question is, because she had called Medicare because my doctor said, she used the word like review. She said, well, we have to go through everything and do a complete checkup, blood work, and all that. and to, see how you're doing, do an assessment. We have to see everything. So could it be a possibility that Medicare could have called my doctor, or she could have called Medicare or something like that?
Yeah. I mean, that's look, one of the things that pops up is that people will make a statement that only their neighbor would have known about, and then it pops up in an OIG report. And then when I start to represent somebody, all of a sudden I can see essentially that individual, that investigator as part of a CDI unit relied on that statement and then went forward and did a further investigation as a result of it. But I mean, remember, when they do these CDI unit investigations, it's for a short period of time. They're not usually following you around for months and months. It's usually over a period of a week or even a couple of days until they get the evidence that they're, looking for to go ahead and satisfy the file. They'll do this investigation. So yes, it is possible. Medicaid is usually attached to the Social Security Administration when it comes to disability benefits. So there is some joining.
I'm on Medicare. I'm on Medicare.
Okay, well, Medicare, same kind of gig. But look, I mean, remember, are you on disability benefits?
I'm on survivors' widows benefits through Social Security.
Okay, so I mean, it depends on the purpose of the receipt of those, because if you're not on them, early as a result of being disabled, but you're just receiving them as an accompaniment benefit because the spouse passed away, then you really don't have any.
I'm receiving it. No. I'm receiving it because I received it at the age. I'm older now, a little bit older, but I received it at the age of 51.
Okay, so you were disabled back then, yeah.
Disabled, right?
Yeah,
I was disabled, and so I've been on it for over 5 years.
Okay. Oh, so you're still in that 50 to 60.
Wow. And so I'm 62.
Okay.
I'll soon be 63.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter anymore because now you're not on that as a result of, technically you could stay on SSDI benefits until you hit 66, 67 and receive an accompaniment those survivors benefits as well. So are you currently receiving SSDI benefits in the accompaniment of?
No, I'm not, because they said I didn't have enough
quarters of coverage.
Record.
Okay.
Right. I didn't have enough under my own record. So I'm strictly getting it under my husband's record. That's why I'm getting it under his record. But because I am disabled, and after the age of 50 or 51, you can apply for
after 50
benefits.
Yeah.
Right. Under your spouse, be it female or male, whatever,
right.
Under your spouse. If you yourself are disabled, you can receive it on your own record, or you can receive it on your spouse's record. Because I didn't have enough or whatever, or because it was more, I received it on my spouse's record. Or they say I didn't have enough. I believe I did, but they say I didn't have enough. Because they said it has to be worked 10 consecutive years with no breaks in between. That's the problem. They said you can't have no breaks in between. So it has to be so many years consistently working with no breaks in between. That's what I was told. And so they said you didn't have enough work credits or whatever. So I said, okay. So I went ahead and took it under my husband's at 71%. So I'll be at 71% for the rest of my life. If I get married again,
you would lose the benefits, yeah.
No. They told me, at first they had told me if I get married again, I would lose my benefits. But because I got it as a disabled widow under my husband's record, I won't lose it.
I'll have to look at that and see what the statute is on that.
Yeah. A lot of people say that you will lose it. When I called Social Security, they told me if you get married again, you will lose it. And my mother told me that, but I got on the phone with the supervisor. And if you check the records, they'll tell you if you are a disabled widow and you got it under your spouse's record as under survivor's benefits, and you get married again, you will not lose it. And when I called Social Security, a lady told me, "Oh yeah, ma'am, you're gonna lose it. You're gonna lose it for sure." And I said, "Let me speak to your supervisor." The supervisor says, "No, ma'am, you won't lose it."
do me a favor, text me that
A lot of
question.
people, a lot of people,
Yeah,
even
but
a lot of people that work here don't know. A lot of people don't know that, but that's a small fact.
So
you can Google it
do
while
me
you're
a
talking to me. You will not lose it.
do me a favor, text me that answer, or rather, that question there, and then what I'll do is I'll pull up the statute and find out specifically if they are excluded from the rule of the remarry and not being able to tap into the prior husband's benefits for Title II attachment. So text me that. I can always research it.
I'll find it for you, and while you're on the line with people, I'll find it.
Okay.
And what do you call me? You call mine is under what now? It's as a survivor. But they told me if I'm married again, I will keep my benefits. But if the next husband I marry, if he's retired, then I can choose between my husband's or his. And if his is the highest, I would automatically receive his, but it would still be at 71% for the rest of my life.
What I'll do is send that to me in a question. I'll pull up the statute and see specifically how disabled versus non-disabled individuals who take survivor's benefits or widow's benefits, same kind of gig. Basically,
that's the difference. They said if you are disabled, that's the ticket right there. If you are disabled, but if you just receive spousal benefits and you're like 62 or whatever, and you're not disabled, you will lose it. But if you are disabled, all you do is jump on the next train. If he's I hate to put it that way, but it's true. I'm making it frank. If he's disabled and he gets the highest benefit, I would automatically roll over to his, but I would still receive it at 71%, no matter what. I could never, ever have an increase because I assumed to fail when I took it. But now the question I have for you is, I'm going to send that to you, but the question I have for you is, if we did call the SSA and they said, yes, you are under CDR review or under some type of investigation, by me asking that question, would my question be recorded in my record?
yes.
And could that be, okay, and so that could trigger a red alert?
No. I mean, look, if you call them and told them that you were specifically doing things that would cause, the reason to be investigated, then yeah, that would trigger it. But just calling them and asking if you're under current review or anything like that, they'll do a call log, notice inside the system. But unless you give them reason to go ahead and begin an investigation, it won't happen. Because remember, every single one of you that are on disability benefits in some form, you're on a rotating CDR system, a timeline that basically calendars and schedules in when you're going to have your next one. So, it's all automated now. It's not like it used to be back in the day.
Well, here's the question. Why is it some people, maybe it's automated now, but I know a while back, some people, they never mess with them. And then some people, they just keep pulling that roll.
Yeah, because they have different categories.
Why do they do that? Some people they never mess with.
Yeah, they have different categories. Yeah.
Huh?
They have different categories. Basically, some people are more likely to improve. Some people are less likely to improve, and some people won't improve. And so what they do is they look at those categories, and if they're likely to improve, how far into the future are they likely to improve? And that's when they do their CDR. So if somebody is likely to get better from something, they're going to check in on them more often. But if somebody's likely to or will never get better from something, they're not going to check in on them because it's just a waste of agency money.
But they keep messing with me. Well, wait a minute. I have scoliosis, fibromyalgia, blockage in the lymphatic system, and all this going on. But they keep messing with me.
I mean, fibro people are prime examples of people who are ripe for return visits when it comes to, continuous medical review. I mean, they're just prime. Scoliosis, maybe not so much, but fibro people are prime examples of individuals who are ripe for getting a CDR over and over.
Of course they are.
Yeah.
But I have other issues going on too. But even if you say you stress, they still going to try and mess with you on that. But I have what you call a commodity. What's the word? COMB. I can't say it. It's a combined health issues. So that's how I got mine, because it was different disabilities, not just one.
Yeah, you get a vocational allowance at element 5 approval. Yeah.
Right. And I had suffered stress too. So I had different disabilities from post-traumatic stress and just a lot of things. And so they listed it all together with the scoliosis, lymphatic blockage, Sjogren's disease, and different things like that. They linked it together. And they just said it's one big disability. But some things is hard to prove, like what's in your head. That's hard for them to prove. But still, they still look at, okay, are you social, la, 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 la. But, it's just horrible. But still, some people, they just keep messing with it. Could be to somebody, like that one dirty neighbor I got. She's an investigator not for Social Security or nothing, but for the state of California when it comes to, someone building a house and not doing it right or things of that nature, cutting corners while building, so she works against contractors and stuff. And she takes information to the district attorney and stuff like that. But she's quite miserable and very unhappy, in her personal life situation. And she's bitter with the world. And, she hates me for the fact that she had to serve in the military. And then, but my husband was retired military. And so she resents the fact that I receive benefits. And she told me she did. She resents me because she has kids and she has to take care of, and I don't. And I never spent a day in the military, yet I'm getting benefits. So I don't know what kind of psychological issues she has. And she makes good money, and she works at home now, but she is just so transfixed on me, and I can't figure out why.
So here's
don't know why.
Yeah. So here's the thing: we've received like over 20 calls at this point. Let me get to the next caller real quick. But yeah, these neighbors, especially you picked a friend that's an investigator that reports directly to the state. So I mean, like, be careful. You know what I mean? You're picking individuals letting into your personal life who are bitter about their current situation, who are jealous of your spare time, which is unlimited compared to hers. You're going to have an enemy over time. It's just going to develop that way. But let me hop to the next caller, and I will catch you a little bit later. But give us an update on what happens with that. That way we know down the line,
Okay, and then while you're on the phone with people, I'm going to Google that question and post it.
Yeah. But send it to me too. I'll pull up the specific statute.
I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you while you're on the phone with people.
Perfect. Perfect. Sounds good. Okay, I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. Would you like me to answer a specific question, or would you like me to run hearing questions with you? Go ahead.
A specific question, please.
Excellent, good sir. How can I help you?
Okay, so in my state, there is a program to where if people need help with bathing and or eating, stuff like that, they can, the state will allocate you so much money to hire somebody, but the catch of it is that you're in charge of it. You're in charge of their scheduling. You're in charge of approving their timesheet. And so they have you sign paperwork saying that first off, they have a doctor saying that you're capable of doing this, and then they have a sheet that you have to sign saying that you'll be able to budget, to be able to work within the budget the state gives you to pay them to sign their timesheets. And to me, those all sound like if you're able to do those duties, you could be able to work. However, I do need the assistance, and you can pick your wife or your child or anybody else to do this, and they'll get paid to do it. And I do have to have help with showering, with my meals, with dishes, so I do need somebody here to do that. But I'm afraid to move forward with this program by if the SSA would say, well, hey, if you're able to sign this person's timesheets, train them to tell them what you need done, and be able to budget this money, that they're going to say, you're not disabled.
Why couldn't you sign the sheet with the assistance of somebody else who will be helping you as a result of you, managing this individual? I mean, why couldn't there be somebody attached to your side of the fence to help you with those functions of accounting their time, accounting their effort?
So either the way the program works is either you're capable of doing it or you're not capable. And if you're not capable, then they have to assign somebody else or you have to find somebody else. And in my situation, the doctor already signed that I was capable of doing this stuff.
Then it's over.
I think,
it's at that point, a medical professional stated that you could do it. I mean, it is what it is. It's in the record. The SSA can access that. The choice has already been made.
Okay, so if I was to follow through with this stuff and be able to do these things, even though this program is for the chronically ill or long-term disabled people, are they going to look at it in that perspective through your experience? Or are they not going to look at it at that perspective and they're going to say, hey, this person needs help with meals and showering, and so this is part of the program. He has to sign a timesheet, approve this, and that's just how it works. How do you feel that they're going to look at that or it will affect it in the future?
What you're asking me is the SSA going to say that you have more capabilities, and what they're really going to rely on is the evidence of essentially, what your doctors are saying. If your doctors add capabilities to you, then where this thing ultimately ends up is, are you truly that capable person that your doctors are claiming that you are? And then the question becomes, okay, are you capable of doing the functions that the doctor stated? And going forward through time, have you improved or decreased in your ability to do those functional tasks? My suggestion is you've already had the decision made for you. I would create and submit to the SSA and that other group a 795 that you've been approved for this program, but that, and submit to the SSA a 795 specifically that you use the assistance of somebody else in your family to complete the required needs of that program. That way you've cut off the questioning of essentially, are you capable or not capable of doing these functions?
Okay. I know I'm mentally capable. I do my own finances. I control my own money. I'm disabled over physical things, but those all sound like, I watched a video of yours that was 7 months ago, and where you had talked about this exact thing, and those all sound like work-related
functions. Yeah, they definitely do. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's kind of, I feel like it's a double-edged sword, because on one side, you're trying to get somebody in there to help you to bathe and cook and everything. But on the other side, you have to approve their timesheet. You have to tell them what your needs are, and you have to be able to make a decision that you hire or fire them. And those sound like a lot of supervisor duties,
So I guess my argument against it was that you were signed up and incorporated into it, but did you use assistance from other individuals? And to create statements on 795s or have your doctor acknowledge from a statement that they receive in the future that your wife or somebody else assists you with those functions would be helpful in this to get rid of the liability potential of you solely being capable of doing these managerial functions. Because, otherwise, let's call it like it is, you've essentially signed yourself up by a program which a doctor validated to be capable of doing all these things,
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, good sir. You have a wonderful, wonderful day, and catch up with me down the line. Let me know how it goes.
Okay, will do. Take care.
Thank you, good sir. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, so I'm going to call back one of the individuals. Now, remember, we're only going to 9:30 tonight because I started the show a little bit early and I have to get over to the rental home to go ahead and work on things there before it all finishes up. So let me go over here to the callers. Let's see what we got. Here we go. Here's another one calling in. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live on YouTube. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. Also, remember to turn off the remember to turn off the, or remember to mute your computer. That way we don't have that additional issue there. And then basically, would you like me to answer a specific question, or would you like me to go ahead and run hearing questions with you?
Yeah, you on there?
Yep, I can hear you just fine.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you about this ticket for work program. I've been watching your videos. Now, after you work the 9 months, then you work the extended 3 months. And after you're still working over the SGA at, say, 14 months, and then you can't work after that, then do you have to reapply for the benefits, or do you get kicked off?
Well, I mean, if you're working past the 9 months over SGA, then, you know, you get to month 10, they're going to want to do a review to see if you have the capacity to go ahead and do a ticket to work program, or if you're an individual that they're going to have to, you know, see if you're still truly impaired. So, you know, from my standpoint in this, you know, kind of the bottom line is you're not going to make it to 14 months earning over SGA. So you tell me what happened, and then I'll kind of let you know where to go from there, because obviously something happened.
Yeah, because I talked to this other program on the phone, and they said you're protected for 3 years after that. Now they said after the 12 months, they won't pay you unless you're under SGA, but you're protected for those 3 years. And if you can't work after the 12 months, then you automatically go back on.
You're protected under SGA for retaining the funds. But you remember, you earn over, your heads upping the SSA that you have the capacity to work for an extended period thereafter. Remember, it's first 9 months, then it's 3 years. Somewhere in there, if you want to, you can choose to do the 5-year trial work or the ticket to work program. But if you continue to earn over that SGA amount, they're going to take a review of your claim.
Okay, so what's the safe area there if you feel like, you know, you're not doing good on there and you needed to not lose your benefits?
So, all right. So are you asking me,
say you worked 11 months and you're like, kind of on the fence, man, this thing's might work, it might not. I don't want to lose my benefits. It's too risky at that point.
Ticket to work program. That's your ticket to work program. That's your best bet. That's your best option.
Yeah, no. I'm going to use the ticket to work program, but I'm saying, say you got to 11 months, you're like, I don't know if it's going to work or not. Now, if you're at 11, then you can go back on your benefits. If you go over 12, then, like you said, you can go to a review and lose your benefits. I'm just trying to get your opinion on what you think's best.
So it's not for sure that they would take the benefits away. They would do an SGA analysis and then do a CDR, which basically review if you're still medically severe enough to be considered disabled. But so what you're saying to me is you don't know if this job is really going to work out. So you don't know if you want to make the effort to go on a 5-year
program. So I don't want to risk the benefits, but everything's more expensive now. I'd like to work also, but it's kind of like a gray area there.
And the ironic thing is that there are more disabled people working now than the past couple of years, and it's purely because they were forced to work because they couldn't afford anything on disability benefits.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So, but what this place told me is they said, hey, if you just had a review and you're in the ticket to work program, they're not going to review you after you stopped working. They're not going to review you until your next review time.
No, they can review you at any time. They have the right to, if you're in a ticket to work program, you're protected. But during the extended eligibility, they can review you. During the 9-month trial work period, they almost never review people because you're unlimited. You can earn as much as you want during that period. That's like the small carrot, and the ticket to work program is the really big carrot. The middle carrot is essentially the extended eligibility program. But, the extended eligibility program is really based more off, you can't work full time, but you might be able to work a couple hours here and there. So they give you that benefit. So.
Like I said, I've been on it 17 years, but like you said, everything's more expensive. Everything's more expensive now. So I was just trying to think, I wouldn't want to jeopardize jeopardize the benefits, but I didn't know if I worked over a certain amount at that amount. Some places you go to, they're not going to say, well, you can only work, this amount of money. They just say, hey, you got to work this amount of hours.
So here's what I would say. You've been on it for a very long time, which means at first I thought you were on it for like a year or 2 years. So I was like, oh, well, he's in the middle ground.
I got on it at a young age, so I'm not really that old.
But that also means you already know. There's no this or that. You already know in your head that you've become reliant on the benefits, but you'd also like to have extra income. So how much are you earning per month and are likely to earn over the next year per month with this company?
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. It's just, I'm just getting your opinion how you would go about it. Would you work?
Well, I need to know that.
If you didn't think you could work, would you work over the 9 months and keep going, or would you just say, hey, if this could go either way. I'm going to go under the 9 months. It's
a money question. I got to know the money answer. This is all about money here. Do you have the ability to work it? You said yes. You're just wondering, should you? And then the question becomes how much money they're going to pay you. So, I mean, what are they paying you right now versus what are they going to be paying you in 5 to 6 months from now?
Exactly. Just like I said, I wouldn't want to lose my benefits and not get paid at all if I can't do the job. So. Right.
But you got to tell me the answer to those questions, because I can't advise you if if you're going to be getting $1,000 a month from these guys, then that's not worth it. But if you're getting $3,000 a month from these guys, Ticket to Work program, get in there, get her done. So if this is something physically beyond your capacity, does the company have any accommodations that they're willing to give you? Do they really like you working there? Yada yada yada. I have no details. What would you say about this?
But what I'm saying is, right when you're over that 12 months, then you're just removed.
No, it's 9 months. 9-month trial work period. 9-month trial work period. Then you go into extended eligibility period. So if you're earning all right, how much are you earning right now per month from that company?
$2,000 a month.
Okay, and you're likely to increase to what within the next 5 months?
Well, it just depends if there's overtime or not. If they ask you to work overtime, you got to work it. You don't have a choice.
But what? I mean, give me a number.
Let's say 2,500.
Ticket to Work program. If you fail, they have provisions inside the Ticket to Work program to switch you to other types of jobs, or to just end the program because you're not able to complete it. So, bottom line, Ticket to Work program.
Yeah, exactly. So. I know, but like I said, okay, well, that answers it. It's kind of hard to figure that out. I've been watching the videos, how that works right there.
No, I hear you. No worries.
Nobody wants to go on the Ticket to Work program, and then you go past the Ticket to Work program, and then, like you said, they send you in for a review, and you lose your benefits, and then you lose your benefits, and then a month later you lose the job, and then you don't have either one of them. So.
Yeah, but that's the whole point of the Big Care with the 5-year Ticket to Work program. You are good for 5 years. I mean, they can't touch you while you're on that for 5 years.
Right, but like I said, if you're working over that SGA amount, and sometimes these places make you do it, they're not going to say, well, we're going to only work you 1470 and under, and that's it. If they have overtime, you go over, then you lose your benefit.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. When you're on the Ticket to Work program, you can earn $1 million a year. You could earn $1 million a month, because it doesn't matter. What your income that you're pulling in doesn't matter. They're not allowed to do CDRs, and you can earn whatever you want per month on that Ticket to Work, on that Ticket to Work program. So, bottom line is Ticket to Work program. You're getting $2,000 a month. They'll bump you over a year, probably up to $3,000. The person hung up. Okay, so we probably got some facts out of that the person didn't want to go ahead and state, which is fine, no worries. We have missed. So here's the thing: we're supposed to stop at 9:30. We're not going to make it to all these questions during that time. Let's take the next caller real quick, and I'm going to limit this call to basically 4 minutes. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live. Would you like me to answer a specific question, or would you like me to run hearing questions? Just remember to use a fake name throughout this process. Go ahead. Hello, hello.
Hello?
Hi, I can barely hear you.
Oh, okay. My daughter was getting chose disability, and then she turned 18, and they did a review, and she lost it, and then they did the reconsideration thing, and she got it back.
Okay.
But she one of them was for like IQ, and then another one was for her anxiety.
Okay.
And she doesn't like to go to therapy. She doesn't like to take medicine, and I was worried. So I called them and asked them if the first thing, or her IQ and stuff, was enough for her to keep her disability. Because I'm afraid she was going to stop going. I mean, she's now 20, and I don't know how long she's going to listen to it and keep going. When I called them, her caseworker, she said, I asked her, like, first of all, what she got disability for. She said the IQ, and I said, what about the anxiety? And she said that was secondary. And I was like, I explained to her that I think she might try to quit therapy. And she said she didn't think it would matter if she stopped. But the answer she gave was that the Social Security doesn't have the resources to make sure people go to their appointments. And I was like, well, that's not a reassuring answer. They even called the DD, the place that, determines if you're disabled, not the DDS or whatever else Google. And they said they couldn't answer my question either because our case is closed. So I never did get a definite answer.
What's the legal question, though?
Can't, if she stops her going to therapy, or benefits stop?
Well, here's what happens with those. They do a CDR, and then they send that person to one of their CE doctors, consultative examination medical experts. And what happens is, if those CE doctors go ahead and, basically say that she's not severe anymore, they'll use that as the evidence to show that she is no longer severely impaired, and they will kick her off of benefits. If she doesn't have any of her doctors to provide alternative evidence against that, then yes, in that instance, she will lose benefits.
So there's no way to find out for sure. That was her caseworker that gave you that information.
For sure of what? Whether they'll remove benefits? If the doctor that the SSA hires to review her believes that she's not disabled, she will definitively lose her benefits if she does not have alternative evidence available. So it is a for sure. It's just dependent on the, on what the doctor is saying. If the SSA doctor says she's still disabled, she retains her benefits.
Okay, I get. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is no one I can call. Ask them like they would know for sure.
I'm telling you the absolute certain for sure answer, which is that if she does not keep going to medical appointments and she goes in front of the Social Security Administration's mental CE doctor, and the mental CE doctor thinks she's disabled, she will retain her benefits. If the mental CE doctor believes that she is no longer severely impaired, she will lose her benefits.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay. So we're going to take one more call. So that's one of the tough things about doing. All right. Hold on. We'll take one more call. Here we go. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. We are live. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. Would you like me to answer a specific question, or would you like me to go ahead and run hearing questions with you? Go ahead.
I have a, specific question
Sure.
about I'm disabled.
Okay.
I've been on disability for 8 years now, and ODI is fucking, pardon my language, I'm sorry. ODI is surveilling me. They are stalking me. I can't go outside my home without running into one of these poor undercover individuals, and I have no idea why.
So, okay. So, what is the legal question?
Oh, the legal question is, am I at risk of losing my disability benefits? Are they trying to figure out something to lower my benefits or eliminate me from my benefits.
How long do you feel that they've been investigating you?
It's been months now, enough to completely erode my mental health.
Okay. So walk me through this. Do you feel that they've been working and watching you for more than, a month?
Oh, definitely. It's been like 6 months.
So they don't have the money to do that for most cases. I mean, look, is there any question where you might be working at some company and earning a lot of money and not reporting it to them? Or is this a situation where you just truly haven't worked within the past 5 years?
I truly haven't worked.
Yeah, they're not spending that much money on you. It's not proper resource funding or to be able to spend funds on a case that would come out. I mean, look, they're looking for fraud. Is there any potential where you were committing fraud in any way, fashion, or form on the SSA?
Fuck no. I mean, no. Sorry. This has been a very enlightening conversation. I thank you very much because you are awesome at what you do. And now I know it's my ex-girlfriend screwing with me. So, yeah.
Okay. All right. No problem. Well, good, sir. I'll catch you later. You have a wonderful, wonderful night, okay?
You too. You have a wonderful one and keep doing what you're doing. You are awesome.
Thank you, good sir. I'll catch you later. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so we'll take one more phone call. And the phone's been ringing off the hook. I'm just going to let it ring one more time, and then I'll just go ahead and take that call. That'd be amazing if nobody called in right there. Oh, there it is. Here we go. Hi, this is Attorney Walter Hnot. Remember to use a fake name throughout this process. We are live right now. Would you like me to answer a specific question, or would you like me to run hearing questions with you?
Specific question.
Yes, sir. How can I help you?
Okay, I've been on disability for about 7 years, and a few years ago, probably. No, I'm sorry. I've been on disability about 10 years, and about 7 years ago, I went to school. I got my real estate license, and I told them I'm going back to work, but it's probably not going to do very well. Well, time went on, and these last 2 years, I've had transactions in 2 different months that went over the substantial gainful activity payment amounts. So now I got a letter in the mail saying that they know that I've been working, and they want to know the exact amounts, of how much I was earning and what months. So I wrote them a letter back explaining that I was working. I told you I was working, but I don't work every month. And I told them exactly what I worked last year. There was in January I had 1 transaction. In July I had 2, and I earned quite a lot of money in doing those transactions for friends. For people at church or people at in community groups. And now I'm worried that they're going to cut me off. So I don't.
I mean, do you know financially what you've been earning and what it's equated to? Is it over SGA? Like, do you have any of the math finished on it?
So total, it came out to about $30K, and then less expenses. So I probably had to pay about, I probably net about $25,000, but that's from commissions working on those 2 separate months. The other 10 months out of the year, I'm sitting on the couch. I'm not working at all. Maybe doing some prospecting, but not more than 8 hours a week. Maybe 4 hours on one day, 4 hours on another day. Anything beyond that, honestly, is too much for me to handle. But I am, I'm pretty quick when I do get someone to work with. I'm pretty quick to help them out with their sale, because I know I'm book smart. But when I get out there, I get anxiety, and I run into disability type problems when I'm out there trying to prospect, basically. So now I'm in this situation where I'm having to write a letter to an organization that has a bureaucracy behind it, and I don't know who I'm talking to, and it's just kind of, did I shoot myself in the foot by doing this work? Am I going to, my question is, am I going to continue to be entitled to the disability benefit, or did I cancel that somehow?
Well, I mean, it sounds like you were definitely, and that was all within 1 year that you earned that, correct?
It was within 2022. Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, you earned way above SGA. So I mean, bottom line is, are you SSI or SSDI?
SSDI.
Was that the first time you were earning money in 2022, or were you earning money as well in 2021?
I earned money in 2021 as well.
Okay, so bottom line is, you probably burned through your 9-month trial work period. You're way above the extended eligibility period. So yeah, you're going to get hit with an overpayment.
Will I still qualify to continue to receive benefits, or will they cut off future?
Maybe, maybe not. You're still going to have to show that you're severely impaired. But if you're going to continue earning over that amount, you violate element 1 of the 5 elements, which is, are you earning over substantial gainful activity? And I mean, if you're earning that amount per year, you're definitely earning over substantial gainful activity. So substantial gainful activity for 2023 is $1,470, which, you're definitely earning over per month. If we bring up a calculator for 1470, right? So it's $1,470 per month. We multiply that by 12, what you end up with is $17,640. So you're earning around double, pre pulling out what you had to spend to make it, yada yada. But you're earning around double what the SGA amount is, which means you violate element 1, which means you would no longer be found disabled.
Okay. And as far as repayment of the money that I received, now, of course, without that extra income and without any prospects of work this year, I mean, it's been, going on 8 months, 9 months now that I have not had any kind of work. Mm-hmm. And with the mortgage interest rates going up, I mean, everybody's seeing a slowdown in this industry. I'm going to have to take that out of my military retirement benefit to pay them back. It's going to be a huge financial burden, especially if they cancel my payments.
I mean, so what you're really asking me is, what do you do now? Right? That's what yeah. So what you're asking is, what do you do now? Well, you have to first and foremost realize that if you continue to earn over that amount, you should see if they'd be willing to do a 5-year ticket to work program, and whatever work you're doing, assimilated into that. That'll give you 5 years of protection. You're still going to owe an overpayment for that time in which you weren't in one, but you can do a small monthly payment to them to go ahead and pay that off over time. But, remember, it's going to add up because we're talking about years here, not just a month here and there.
Mm-hmm. So I'll owe them for all 12 months, even though I only worked 2 of the months out of that year. Is that?
Well, I mean, if you can prove that it was only for 2 months that you earned $30,000, then yeah, you would only owe them for those 2 months that you were earning over SGA, and you would be non-eligible during those months, which is why you would owe them whatever they paid you for disability benefits. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, well, I'm watching my mailbox, seeing what they say. There's not really anything else I can do.
Gotcha. All right. Well, excellent, good sir. I will catch you a little bit later. If you have further questions, you can always give us a call next week on Thursday,
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Howdy, guys. So here's the deal. I'm super tired. I've got to go over to the house next door and basically do some more mudding, which is basically where you fill in the walls where there's any particular cracks or where the tape's pulled that was joining sheetrock together and things like that. I will catch you guys a little bit later. You have an absolutely wonderful, wonderful night. And I hope you enjoyed the video. And please remember, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to leave 5-star reviews And also, please remember to like and subscribe. Okay. I will catch you a little bit later. And whatchamacallit, every Thursday we go live. Usually somewhere in between 8 and 10 p.m. I answer questions. We'll be doing that next Thursday, as we always do, and we'll go from there. Thanks so much, guys. I'll catch you later. Have a wonderful night, and bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye.